This presentation is a methodological overview presented by Jennifer Fleury Lawson, Michael G. Orlando, Ray Lenway, and Fannel Merville. It was completed in partial fulfillment of a Qualitative Research Methods course with Professor Anita Kite at Northeastern University in July of 2012. The group's presentation focuses on case study methodology, which involves an in-depth study of a contemporary issue that is based on extensive data collection. The case study method may focus on an individual, group, event, activity, or program. According to John Cresswell, in his Educational Research Planning book, 3 types of case study methods exist. There is the intrinsic case study method, which occurs when a case has unique qualities that merit investigation. There is also the instrumental case study method, which focuses on specific issues, using a case to demonstrate that issue. Finally, there is the collective case study method, which provides insight into an issue using a number of influential case studies. There are several key contributors to the case study method. 5 of the most well-known, along with their publications, are listed on this slide. The authors are Kathleen Einshart, who worked as an assistant professor at Stanford University. Also, Bent Flyberg, who is a professor of planning in the Department of Development and Planning at a university in Denmark. Professor Flyberg was also a visiting Fulbright scholar to the United States on 2 different occasions. Sharon Merriam is a professor of adult education at the University of Georgia. She has authored many books. Robert Stake is a leader in program evaluation and has been for decades. He is a professor emeritus of education at the University of Illinois. Finally, Robert Yin has authored many articles and books and currently heads an applied research and social science firm. To better illustrate the case study method, the group has included an example that pertains to practices that shape the GED experience. This case study was published in 2010 as Rayanna Mern's dissertation. In Ms. Mern's study, she used the following questions to guide her research. They are: 1. How do GED teachers, students, and program administrators understand and describe effective instructional practice? 2. How are perceptions about effective instructional practices communicated between teachers, students, and administrators? 3. How does a shared vision or common message develop from participants' perceptions? For her data collection process, Ms. Mearns used snowball sampling, interviews with administrators, teachers, and students, and document analysis. The documents that she analyzed included the mission and vision statements, various evaluation forms, teacher evaluations, the college's course catalog, and student evaluations. Then, for her interview protocol, Ms. Mearns used several specific questions to guide her interviews. They included, "Can you tell me why you came to this GED program?" "How would you describe your relationship with your teacher?" "In what ways does your teacher help you?" "Are there any special teaching tools or tricks that your teacher uses to help students understand?" "Can you describe one time when you really struggled with something the GED teacher was teaching and what the teacher did to help you get it?"
Case study review for data analysis. For this assignment, I have reviewed a set of 5 different case studies for data analysis, and the literature shows that in each different case, researchers have utilized a different set of techniques to analyze the data. The first case study was written by 3 professors. Professor Gilbert from the University of Bayonne in Milan, Italy, Professor Wigwork from the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland, and Professor Wick from Credit Suisse Business School in Switzerland. The goal of the study was to um, research the methodological rigor used in case studies. They the data analysis, the process that they use to analyze the data, they use the Tahai and Mayer ranking to select case studies published in a 6-year period from 1995 to 2000 in 10 leading magazines. And the second thing that they did was that they analyzed the data by 23 coding dimensions to come up with the result for the study. The second case study that I analyzed was written by 2 professors, Professor Iyo Wang from the Human System Dynamics Institute in the U.S., and Professor Yellow Thunder from the University of Minnesota. Um, they the goal of their study was to investigate cross-level relationships and particularly to see the relationships that exist between the part, the whole, and the greater whole uh, in 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 um, peace building in Kosovo. And to analyze the data, they use a computer simulation, and that's the process that they use to analyze uh, the data they collected for this study. And the third case that I um, reviewed was a case um, as I said before, the third case study that I reviewed was a case study written by Professor Bach, Dubrow, Hodgson, and Witten. The goal of this study was to investigate factors affecting the implementation of complex and evolving technologies in radiation therapy in Ontario, Canada. The data was the researchers used a coding system to analyze the data, coding an in vivo 7 coding system, and also they use a schematic map to compare the data collected. The fourth case study that I reviewed was written by Hickman and Case in 2010. This case study was to investigate the strategies to enhance students' understanding and to analyze the data. Researchers break down the data collected into parts. They group together repeated words, phrases, and themes to, basically to reveal recurring themes in the information collected. That was the process that they used to analyze the data. And the last case study that I reviewed was written by Professor Bullock, Adams, and Willox. And that case study was to investigate social studies marginalization. And they to analyze the data. They use a comparative method to analyze the data.